And Libby, what are we learning at this hour?
Natasha, this announcement rocking Washington tonight. President Biden diagnosed with that aggressive form of prostate cancer that is now spread to his bones. That is how they are describing this, an aggressive form of this cancer that they are now trying to decide how they want to treat. And I want to read this statement in full from the office of former President Biden. Last week, President Joe Biden was seen for a new finding of a prostate nodule after experiencing increasing urinary symptoms. On Friday, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer characterized by a Gleason score of 9, grade group 5, with metastasis to the bone. The statement goes on to say that while this represents a more aggressive form of the disease, the cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. The president and his family are currently reviewing treatment options with his physicians. That being a key part of that there, how they're reviewing treatment options with the former president's physicians. Now, Biden, he has had prior cancer scares in the past, although minor compared to this recent diagnosis that we learned about today. Back in February of 2023, Biden had a small skin lesion removed that was skin cancer. And then back in November of 2021, Biden had a polyp removed from his colon. All of this happening as a source tells NewsNation that the former president is currently in Wilmington, Delaware, as the world continues to learn about this news, Natasha, that the former president has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer that has spread to his bones.
Yeah, and Libby, what is the reaction you're monitoring from both Democrats and Republicans tonight?
Condolences flowing in from both sides of the aisle. Natasha, a notable one coming from Vice President Harris, who had this to say: Doug and I are saddened to learn of President Biden's prostate cancer diagnosis. We are keeping him, Dr. Biden, and their entire family in our hearts and prayers during this time. Joe is a fighter, and I know he will face this challenge with the same strength, resilience, and optimism that have always defined his life and leadership. We are hopeful for a full and speedy recovery. Now, we also got a reaction from the White House. This was something we were waiting on as they were learning of President Biden's cancer diagnosis. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump offering their condolences, saying, Melania and I are saddened to hear about Joe Biden's recent medical diagnosis. We extend our warmest and best wishes to Jill and the family, and we wish Joe a fast and successful recovery. One reaction that really stood out to me is one from the former White House physician and now Texas Congressman Ronnie Jackson. He posted this on X saying, "It's sad and unfortunate, and I wish the former president the best in his treatment of this cancer. Care at the White House should be second to none." And this is what stood out to me. Unbelievable this was missed. But the truth is, his physician was more concerned about assisting with the political cover-up than providing world-class medical care. Ronnie Jackson is someone who has stood thoroughly by President Trump's side throughout his last term, and then also during his re-election campaign. But this is something that we're really starting to hear from some Republicans, this criticism of how this cancer wasn't caught sooner, considering we have now learned that the cancer has spread to former President Biden's bones. And of course, they're describing this as aggressive. We just learned this earlier today, and we're watching as this reaction flows in from not only here in the U.S., but around the world as they learn of the former president's diagnosis. Natasha.
Okay, Libbey Dean live at the White House. We appreciate you tracking this for us. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.